Felicitous greetings, fellow fanatics. Welcome back, everyone. I'm Fanatic, and today we're taking a look at FTL, Faster Than Light, a sci-fi roguelike RPG with real-time tactical elements by Subset Games. In FTL, you'll take on the role of a starship crew. Story is very light and never explained in much detail, but the heroes are part of a group known only as the Federation, tasked with defeating a rebel uprising. Your goal is to return to Federation HQ and intercept the rebel flagship before it can destroy the base. But the path back home will not be an easy one. You'll have many hazards along the way, not the least of which is the rebel fleet that's constantly chasing you to stop your mission. Spend too much time dawdling and they'll catch up to you, where you'll be outnumbered and outgunned. But the rebels aren't the only threat in the galaxy. Along the way, you'll come across all sorts of other encounters, including shops where you can buy and sell weapons, hire new crew, repair your ship, and resupply fuel and ordnance. You'll sometimes have to duck through a nebula, veer too close to a star that's going nova, or navigate through an asteroid field.
Sir, the possibility of successfully navigating an asteroid field is approximately 3,720 to 1!
Never tell me the odds.
You'll have to deal not only with the rebels, but also with pirates, mercenaries, and slavers as well. Not every encounter will have you going in with guns blazing though. Sometimes you'll find a helpful technician that will upgrade your reactor for a discounted price, traders looking to swap goods with you, or have the opportunity to rescue some poor souls from giant alien spiders. All in all, you'll have to deal with a total of 8 sectors in order to win the game. These are randomized in order and location, with different types of sectors appearing each time. As you play the game, you'll get used to each sector type's peculiarities as each presents its own challenges. But the biggest part of FTL is undoubtedly its combat. It likely won't be long before you run into a hostile ship. When this happens, it's time to power up your weapons. One of the most central parts of FTL's gameplay is managing how much power goes into your ship's systems. With the Kestrel, the only ship unlocked for your first playthrough, you'll start with 8 points in your reactor, which is used to power other systems, 2 points in shields, 2 in engines, 1 point in the medbay, 1 point in life support, and 3 in weaponry. If you added those numbers up, you'll immediately learn an important lesson about the game. You're not likely to have enough power to run all of your systems at once. In this case, your reactor can power 8 of your 9 points worth of systems. For newcomers, I recommend switching off that medbay until someone is actually injured. Just don't forget to turn it back on when you need it. Each of these systems has its own uses. Though for combat, the most important ones are generally going to be weapons, shields, and engines. Shields protect you from beams and lasers, with each layer of shields requiring 2 points of power invested to run it and being able to take a single blast. They recharge fairly quickly, but typically the enemies will be firing too fast for you to simply sit back and do nothing. Beyond that, bombs and missiles ignore shields entirely, so relying entirely on your shields is rarely an option. Engines allow you to dodge attacks. The Kestrel starts with 2 points in engines, which means that lasers, bombs, and missiles will miss 10% of the time when they're fully powered. More powerful engines will also charge your FTL drive faster, which means that if you're in a fight that you need to run away from, you'll be able to do so more quickly. And finally, we have weapons. The Kestrel starts with 2 weapons and 3 points in the system. It starts with an Artemis missile launcher and a burst laser too. Individual weapons require anywhere from 1 to 4 energy. In this case, the burst laser takes 2 to run, fires every 12 seconds, and shoots a burst of 3 blasts, each of which deals a single point of damage. The Artemis, on the other hand, only requires 1 point of power, fires every 11 seconds, and deals 2 damage through a single missile which ignores shields. But it consumes an explosive whenever you do so, which holds true of any bomb or missile-based weapon. They always ignore shields, but are limited in supply, especially on higher difficulties. In combat, you'll go back and forth trading shots with the enemy. You can target specific systems on their ship to try and limit their capabilities. Focus down their shields, and your weaker weapons will be able to do more damage. Strike their weapons, and it'll be harder for them to fire back. Take out their life support, and they'll rush to repair it before running out of oxygen. But you must be wary. Your own systems can be damaged in the same way. Luckily, you're able to control your crew, who are just as vital to your mission as your ship's systems. At the onset of most battles, you'll likely have each assigned to a system. The ship is a sitting duck without a pilot, so that's the first thing you need to worry about. But aside from that, many systems can be enhanced by simply having a crew member tending to them. Weapons and shields will charge faster, engines can get a small boost with an engineer, security doors are a little stronger, and sensors can give a bit more information. Beyond that, crew members can repair damaged systems. Although the ship's hull can only be repaired at certain locations throughout the galaxy, whenever a system is damaged, you can send crew members to try and fix it, even in mid-battle if need be. Depending on how important the system is to the situation, you may opt to have them remain at their posts and do repairs afterwards, but when your engines are down, you have no choice but to get them up and running again as quickly as possible. In addition to running the ship, your crew will also have to protect it. Sometimes enemies will try to board your vessel and damage the systems from the inside, in which case the only way to fight is soldier to soldier. There's really not too much to this, but you need to take care to keep your crew alive as long as possible. While they're all prepared to give their lives for this desperate mission, the less hands you have on deck means the less of them available to operate and repair the ship. Whenever a crew member performs a task, be it running the ship, fighting against intruders, or doing repairs, they'll gain experience for the task and eventually gain a bonus to it. These are only small boosts, but they definitely add up in the long run, but you only get them if they survive long enough to become experts in that area. Keep in mind that not all of your crew will be humans. Humans are well suited for any task and gain experience faster than alien races, but each of those aliens has special benefits that humans lack. Mantis are especially skilled in combat, Engi are weak but capable of making repairs more quickly, while slugs are immune to mind control and can sense the location of enemies even if you can't see them with your ship's sensors, just to name a few. As the game goes on, you'll be able to upgrade your ship. This is generally done by collecting scrap, which is then either used at shops to barter, or can be spent anytime you're not in danger to directly work on upgrading your systems. Upgrading systems starts relatively cheap, but each subsequent upgrade into the same system will require more and more scrap, encouraging players to spread things around rather than focus on a single strategy. When at shops, you may even find the option to purchase entirely new systems. A cloaking device which makes it impossible to target you for a short while, drone systems to operate robots for every purpose imaginable, mind control to temporarily turn one of the enemy crew into an ally, a teleporter to allow your crew members to board the enemy ship, or a hacking module that can temporarily infect a single system with a virus to deactivate it. Keep in mind that adding new systems is fairly expensive, and they'll still require their own power. In true roguelike fashion, you're going to die. A lot. And when you die, it's back to square one, starting from the beginning all over again. Although you don't gain anything to bolster your original ship, as you play, you can unlock new ships. These don't change the rules drastically, but each comes with a different starting situation, including different crew members, different weapons, and different systems. Want to start on a ship that only has a captain and a bunch of drones? That's an option. Want to try your hand with a glass cannon that comes right out the gate with the strongest weapon in the game, but has no shields? You can do that. Eager to go with a crew that prefers to board enemy vessels and disable them from the inside? Have at it. Want to play in a flagship with a massive artillery beam that takes a while to charge, but does massive damage when it finally goes off? That's certainly an option too. There's a total of 10 different hulls to unlock, but each hull has multiple variants which further add to the ways you can start the game, for a total of 28 different ships in all, each with their own unique playstyle. FTL is a hard game. A very hard game at that. I've certainly played other difficult games. Just going back to those that I've reviewed, I play crosscode without lowering the difficulty sliders, and I played auto on the hardest difficulty it will allow for your first playthrough. But FTL is absolutely brutal. I've yet to win a game on normal, though I've had a handful of victories on easy. Persevere, and eventually you will push through to the end, where you'll have a massive 3-stage fight against the Rebel flagship. It's a colossal vessel with 4 primary weapons, numerous crew members, and just when it seems you've won, it jumps away in preparation for the next phase. Still, manage to survive 3 battles against it and you'll emerge victorious. Yeah, that's the whole outro. I'm not giving any spoiler warnings for story here because there is no real story to speak of. All in all, FTL is a unique and engaging title. You're going to go through a lot of trial and error before you finally figure out what works for you, but if you're looking to purchase a roguelike, you're probably already prepared for that anyways. FTL continues to be one of the more popular choices in the genre, with a variety of different options you can pursue in the game. More than 24 different ships means there's a great deal of variety you can approach the game with, and on top of that, combat is quite fun. It combines the progression of an RPG with combat that feels almost like a real-time tactical game. If you're the sort that doesn't mind picking yourself up after getting knocked down, this is a highly enjoyable title, worthy of no less than a respectable 8.7 out of 10. FTL is currently available for PC via Steam, GOG, and Epic Games, as well as available for the iPad. If you're interested in purchasing or learning more, links are included in the description. What about you? What do you think of FTL? What games have claimed a lot of losses from you? If you have any questions, remarks, or opposing points of view, leave them in the comments down below. And please remember to like, share, subscribe, and ring that bell. Until next time, farewell, fellow fanatics. Thank you again for watching. I have plenty more to share with you if you're interested. You can click up here above my head to subscribe to my channel. You can click over here on my monitor to see the most recent video that I've worked on. Or if you prefer, you can click up here to open this mysterious vault and see what video that the YouTube algorithm has picked just for you.